Your soul is multifaceted. It's got different dimensions and sides to it. There's an eternal soul part of you that is beyond your physical body and that has lived beyond this lifetime that you are in now. And that is the spirit guides that you are really channeling and connecting with. And ultimately, it is all you, the bigger essence of you. And when you connect to this, you can get great downloads and inspirations of the reason why you came here on earth. You are never truly alone. And some of the benefits to be able to open up this channel of communication with your inner self and your spirit guides is to know that you always have this guidance with you, because life can bring you some turmoil sometimes, and it's really hard to go through those things alone. But they want you to know, yourself included, this eternal soul part of you wants you to know that you're never truly alone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dana. I'm a spiritual energy healer and psychic, and every week I am bringing you information that will help you along your spiritual journey to manifesting the true desire that you feel called to. If you're interested to know ways that you can begin communicating and talking with your spirit guides so you can receive these divine downloads, then stay tuned to this video. I'm going to be going over some exercises that you can begin practicing so you can begin connecting with your spirit guides. If you like this type of information, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so other people like yourself can also receive it. A lot of you want to know why you came down here to earth. I know I do. This is one of the biggest things that I've been seeking along my spiritual journey of my purpose and why I decided to come here and ultimately what it is I want to create. And having this connection open with my spirit guides, my eternal soul part of me, has allowed me to identify more pieces to that puzzle as my journey unfolds. Okay, so the first thing I really want to talk about is, how do you determine whether it's you thinking or you receiving divine guidance? Okay, and there's a few ways that you can really determine this. Now, one is when you're thinking of something, you're actually generating this thought form, okay? You know what it's like to think of what you're going to do next and how you're going to go about things. So if that's how you're thinking when you receive this guidance, that's really just you thinking, okay? When you're tuned into the energy where you can tap into your spirit guide and they give you a message, it's more like you're hearing something inside your mind. It's like you're receiving a message and you're like, oh, that is a great idea, because it didn't come from you. It came from your higher self. Depending on your strength of senses, like whether you're very auditorial or visual, or you can just sense things, this is how these messages are going to be correlated to you. So you might have this vision in your mind out of nowhere all of a sudden, and it resonates with you. It feels very good in your body, and you're like, oh, that's a really great idea. Again, because it didn't come from you. So that's a clear indication that you are receiving that divine guidance, okay? And so this may have already happened to you. You may hear it, you can see it, you can just feel it and know it. There's different ways that it can come to you depending on your senses. It could be all three. Again, it all depends on your natural sensories that you're already tapped into. And if you're not naturally tapped into them, there are ways of practicing that so you have that natural capability again. Maybe a lot of you resonate with having this when you were a lot younger, and then through trials and tribulation of this physical life, they kind of got blocked and shut out. That can happen. That's happened to me at a certain point in my life. They did. And then I just, started meditating and having a spiritual practice, and they all came back stronger than they were before. So it really depends where you're at in your spiritual journey. Another indication that you are really receiving this internal message is the way you feel in your body when it comes to you. Because if you're having this idea that you don't think is yours, that is being given to you, but it's making you feel disresonance, it's making you disconnected in your body, you feel very heavy, and there's a very dense energy with it, that's not coming from your higher self. You feel connected. You feel a resonance wash over you. You may get goosebumps. You feel your frequency raise. When you receive it, you feel lighter in your body, okay? These are clear indications that this is that communication between you and your spirit guide. Now, what are the things that you can kind of ask your spirit guide, right? You can really ask it anything. The main importance is that you acknowledge the presence of the eternal soul part of you in these energies. Because we have free will, we don't need to connect with this eternal soul part of us. We can just enjoy the physical reality of life, but that keeps us kind of stuck on the wheel of karma. It keeps us stuck being reincarnated, coming back to earth. Personally, for me, I don't want to reincarnate back to earth anymore. I think I've done it many times. I feel like I want to graduate earth school. If a lot of you have heard of Dolores Cannon, you will know and resonate with what I'm saying. But we come here to work out our karmatic energies that we have. Okay? So, and a lot of the people in your life right now, like your mom or your dad or your brother, your son, you've also been in past lifetimes together, but you may had different characters that you were playing. Maybe you were your son's son, right? There's different roles that we play. And so I'm ready to graduate. I am reading all of my karma. And if that's something that you're interested in, you really want to build this connection. And you really want to see where in your life you're still holding negative, dense energy where you may need to forgive this energy. And that is a whole other topic for another day. But just keep those things in mind as we talk forward on this subject. I know I came here for a specific purpose. You came here for a specific purpose. And if you're interested in finding what that purpose really is, maybe you have a void, maybe you feel like you're meant for more, maybe you feel like you've been hearing this calling and you're not really sure what direction to take. This is why opening that communication with them, with your higher self, with the multifacets of you, right? When you open that channel, you have that guidance. The path becomes more clear, right? You're more confident. You have more clarity. And there's going to be moments in your life where you're still clouded, unsure of yourself, and maybe you have some doubt. But that's why this channel is always there to tap into, because the number one thing that you really want to do is make sure you acknowledge that this exists for you and that you speak to it. Because that's what I started doing. And as soon as I started doing that, they started being able to help me. And they were always really there helping me, but because they never really acknowledged them and we have free will, they can't really bombard us with the protection. We have to really ask for it. So the number one thing you want to do, even if you want to pause this video right now, it might seem strange to you. Don't you worry about it. Just pause the video. Acknowledge that you have this higher energy. Place your hand on your heart if that feels right to you. Take a nice deep breath and just repeat that. You're like, listen, thank you so much for always being here and guiding me. And I'm ready to receive more guidance. I would love to open this channel of communication with you and just see how that feels for you. Okay, so the first thing you really want to do is just acknowledge that they exist and speak to them about your life. And this is a lot of the times the same thing as like when I speak to God and I'm praying for myself and other people and for God as well. That type of energy. I do the same thing with myself, my higher self, okay, and my spirit guides. So just talk and ask for guidance. And then they'll start helping you. It's literally that simple. It was in 2017, I was just embarking on getting out of my dark night of the soul and reconnecting with this internal soul part of me, okay? And I would call it an earth angel. This lady I worked with knew I was going through a really rough time. And so she bought me an angel reading. I've never been to an angel reading, anything like that. But because it was prepaid for, I was like, well, why not? Okay, so I made the appointment. I went. Didn't really know what to expect. When I went there, it was so weird when she had me close my eyes and she was tapping into my energy. My eyes started fluttering. She started saying these things. She knew things about me and my life and my situation. But she also was mentioning, she's like, girl, your noise in your mind. It was so hard to channel your angels and spirit guides because I couldn't even hear them hardly through the thoughts that you have. She's like, you need to go and ground yourself. You need to start meditating. And that blew me away because I really tried meditating before and I thought I failed at it. I thought there was a specific way you needed to meditate, and I was getting frustrated that I continuously had thoughts. So I ended up giving up on meditation at a certain point in my life. And then a stranger out of nowhere knows all these things about me and then tells me that specifically. That struck something in me, that hit me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and really begin meditating again. And this took me on this journey, which had this ripple effect, and all the things started falling into place. So why this was important, because if I didn't start meditating, I wouldn't have been able to quiet my chaotic mind. Okay, so I could hear the call, so I could start understanding what it felt like to get this divine guidance. And it started happening like with more intuition. My intuition kept getting stronger. Okay, your intuition is your connection to this channel, to the wisdom of the higher cosmos, okay? Through your crown chakra, and then the visionary, and then the auditorial messages all coming through your third eye chakra as well, okay? So when I didn't really know what was happening, I was getting these intuitive feelings about things. I wouldn't listen to them. And then later something would happen. I was like, oh, I knew that. I felt that. Why didn't I listen to that? And it took so many times me realizing before I started adhering that guidance and listening to it. And then it got even better. So this is my suggestion to you. If you find that your mind is very busy with a lot of thoughts going on, you really need to sit down for 5 minutes a day. That's all it takes, 5 minutes a day. It's called the 5-minute meditation. You can grab it in my Ascension Workbook. That's absolutely free through the link below, wherever you're tuning into this. Grab it and start practicing it. It's a very, very simple, mundane meditation, but it's the perfect way to gain self-awareness and quiet your chaotic mind. And just for a little bit, because our minds are not made to be quieted, okay? But at certain points, we have to kind of take ownership back of ourselves. And in doing that, we have to tell our brain to be quiet. See how long it will listen for, and then it will go to its natural thinking patterns. But when we practice that, we strengthen the muscle, okay? And then we can be very self-aware of where we're putting our thoughts and our energy. So it's very crucial to this step. You can't skip this step and be successful with it. You have to go through it. So this is the foundation. So this is where you start. Now, if you're already really self-aware, maybe you already are getting intuitive downloads naturally, you just want to, get better at it and have better experiences. And so in doing that, you just got to make sure you're talking to your guides, like we said. You can buy additional tools. Sometimes you can just use a book. You can grab a book off the shelf and say, what message do you have me today? Flip through the book, open the book. They're going to make you land on the specific message you need to hear. Okay? And then you can just read the page and then read the page and then see what you feel. Are you trying to think of the message, or did it come to you? And how are you feeling when you get the message? This is all going to help you. Now, you could get a deck of oracle cards, tarot cards, moon cards, whatever cards you like. You can spread them out. You can follow the little patterns and example they have for the cards. I like to just spread them, shuffle them, and when I feel called to stop on a card, and then that's my message for the day. Now, I only usually use these tools when I feel like I haven't been receiving the downloads naturally, okay? The downloads naturally come when I'm in a state of high vibration. And so working on your vibration and your frequency is also very important. Now, in that same Ascension Workbook I mentioned, there is a part in there that tells you more on how you do this, okay? Because really, ultimately, your energy and frequencies is just your emotion, how you're feeling. That's your indicator of where you are. And if I'm always in this low, dense vibration, it's really hard for me to receive those natural messages. And that's why I use the additional tools and say, hey, I need help releasing this. Another thing you can do is also use them, okay? They're here for you and for this guidance to help you release emotions that may be very strong within you, Maybe they came out of nowhere. Maybe you've been holding them for a while, but you're like, I don't want to feel this way. Maybe you were at a gathering, you came home. Now you got all this energy in you. Your mind's kind of wandering, and you're not really feeling good in your emotion about the thoughts that you're having. And whether it's over your life career, where you're going in life, maybe it's financial struggles, maybe it's, your health and concerns there. You really want to just say, I need help releasing this. And let them know what it is you're feeling. Channel that to them. And then just ask them to take that from you. Help me release this. Take this from me. I no longer want to spend my time and energy here. And as soon as you say that, you'll feel lighter in that moment. And they'll begin working on helping you with that and making you, your attention, placing it elsewhere and putting your energy and your focus and attention elsewhere so you feel better. Maybe somebody randomly calls you. Maybe you get the urge to read a book or watch a specific TV show that makes you laugh. They're going to kind of listen to you, and then you're going to have to follow the guidance by your inspiration, by your instincts. Follow your instincts, because your instincts are going to give you the message from your spirit guides or universe, right? Because we're really talking to it all collectively. So don't stress if you are talking to it correctly or anything like that. It's just so therapeutic. This is like your spiritual therapy, and they're here for you to help guide you. They directed you to this message today so that you know that, okay? That's so beautiful. I just got chills when I said that. Now, other things that you really want to put into perspective. The few exercises that I just gave you in this video, you can pause this video now and do them all right now. Why not? Because from now until next week, begin practicing this. And if you feel like it's really hard for you, like you can't quiet the mind, you're not tuning in, you got this dense negative energy, you're not sure what's going on, Spirit Ascension will really help break it down for you step by step on how to begin quieting the analytical mind, building and reconnecting with the internal soul part of you. And then you can begin identifying where the energy's at, what perceptions you have, begin changing them, getting a new point of attraction. Your point of attraction in your life is what you're focused on with your energy. Whatever you're focused on expands. So if you're not enjoying something, you got to get your mind off of it. With distraction, you have to distract yourself. Okay? You have to respond differently. Okay? So the best thing that you can do is really get a step-by-step method or process to follow. And that's exactly what Spirit Ascension is. This is why I listen to my divine guidance, and they help me assemble this through my journey so I can make it easier for somebody else. Yeah. So if that's you, you definitely want to check out more information on Spirit Ascension, which you could do through the link below, wherever you're tuning into. And if you resonated with this video, definitely make sure to give it a like, subscribe so that you see more of these videos, as well as other people like yourself see more of these videos. You play a huge role in this, of helping other people receive this divine guidance and message that they're also seeking. So again, make sure to like and subscribe. And again, from now until next week, make sure to do these practices. If you want, you can pause this video right now and you could do the practices I just mentioned. You could either pause this video and do all of these now, which would be great, and practice them from now until next week's video that comes out, okay? So what I'd recommend is acknowledging them, acknowledging this greater, higher sense of yourself, your higher self, the multifaceted, dimensional being that is you and your spirit guides, and begin speaking to them. Talk to them. What do you need clarity on? What do you need to release, okay? And then what you also want to do, if you find that you're just thinking too much because you're not really receiving a download, because remember, a divine download comes as an auditory message. You see it as a visual. It's a knowing, and it's like you're receiving it. You're like, oh, that's a great idea. Like someone was talking it to you, even though it's your own voice in your head or just this knowing that you have. It's coming to you, and you feel really light in your body when you receive it. You have resonance at your body when you receive it. Okay? It's not you thinking it and then thinking it's a certain way and then feeling heavy and dense in your body. That's just you thinking, okay? That's the difference there. And then if you find that you're too much thinking, you want to grab the Ascension Workbook, which is absolutely free, through the link below. Click and download it. Begin practicing the 5-minute meditation, 5 minutes every day for the next 7 days at least, so you can notice the difference. It takes consistency in anything to get momentum going and notice a difference. So begin that if you're there. If you're already really self-aware and you're already really connected, then you just want to start speaking to them more and getting your vibration in a higher state, to a higher level. You want to raise your vibration. Now, there's practices for that in the workbook as well. So if you don't have your own, utilize the whole workbook, because it's all about connecting with your higher self, raising your vibration, healing your energy, and consciously manifesting. Now, in order to do that, we get divine downloads, and part of that is by raising your vibration. Okay, maybe the reason why it's not as strong or as connected as you'd like it to be is because your vibration is more dominantly on the lower spectrum, which is okay. But in doing this, not only will you receive more divine downloads, but your life will improve just by raising your vibration. So this is what I recommend practicing, okay? And again, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure, if you've not yet subscribed, to do so. And like this video. And if you leave a comment, this helps me connect with you energetically. So if this resonated with you, please share with me what parts about it, really touched you, so we can get an energetic connection going on. And feel free to share with me what you're also looking to heal or create in your life, because I want to help amplify these energies with you, okay? And so when you share that with me, I'm able to visualize it for you. I'm able to connect with your spirit guides, your eternal soul part of myself, through my connection to my eternal soul part of myself. And so, really help them. I help be that conduit of that energy for you. So if that really interests you as well, make sure you comment below. Follow me on Instagram, and this way we can have that energetic exchange. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.